This is my pan that I cooked some chicken burgers today in. Ground chicken is probably one of the stickier substances you can cook in a hot skillet. A lot of skillets still stick even though they are pretty well seasoned. So the trick is to know how to clean them. So what we do is we turn the fire on medium. And I've already heated this pan up a little bit. But you'll see that here in just a moment the pan will start to smoke. And I'm not sure if you can see it very well on this video, but you can see that there's a little wisp of smoke starting to rise. So some of the tools that I'll use to clean my skillet are the fish turner, which I also used for the chicken burgers. I alternate between cleaning, after cleaning, reseasoning with either peanut oil and this flour sack cloth, and I alternate with sometimes with fresh lard that I have, homemade lard that I have made, and I'll just use a little bit of that. Peanut oil I just use from Walmart. Some of the other tools that I may use to clean are this brush from Lodge, or the scraper from Lodge, and kosher salt. What I'll do now is add really super hot water, and you have to make sure it's really hot because you don't want to crack your skillet. And I put a good amount in there. But you see my skillet's really starting to smoke now, so I just slowly pour the water in there. And it boils all of that. We have a fan that we turn on for our above the oven. This hot water combined with the heat from the skillet mostly cooks everything right off of the bottom of the skillet that has stuck. So depending on how bad things have stuck to it and how much is still on there, I can feel it when I'm scraping the skillet with my fish turner. I may let it boil for a couple minutes just to get some more of that loose. And this skillet's about 4 or 5 years old, I would guess. And I had stripped this skillet completely down and re-seasoned it myself from bare metal. And as you can see, it still sticks sometimes. Okay, so I'm going to turn the fire off. Do another little run around the skillet with the fish turner. Lodge also makes these handy scrapers, and they're pretty heat proof. That's why it's good to get them from Lodge and not just any old plastic thing you can find at Walmart, because the edges of these will last for a long time. So after boiling the water a little bit in the pan, just make sure that your water from the faucet is really, really super hot. And you can bring it over here and rinse it out. And as you can see, most of the sticky stuff has come out of the skillet. And at this point, based on what you're seeing in the skillet, you could either go ahead and wipe it out with a paper towel, or if you think it needs a little more cleaning, you can simply just sprinkle in some Morton's kosher salt. I use the coarse, and just run your brush around the skillet a little bit. You don't want to scrub too hard unless you have some really sticky places. The worst thing you can do is leave some little sticky spots in your skillet and re-season the skillet, because it will cause more food to stick the next time. So make sure you rinse all the salt out really well. And then I just grab a paper towel, wipe the skillet out, at this point skillet is ready to be reheated. Notice that your rag is never going to be perfectly clean. That's okay, because heat kills all the bacteria and germs and stuff. Skillet looks a little rough still, so we'll take it over here and put it on the on the stove, and do a little more seasoning for it. So you can see some of the shiny has been taken off in that cleaning. It's easy to just re-season this. Today I'm going to use some more lard. Since the last time I seasoned it, I used peanut oil. So today I'm just going to throw a little chunk of lard in there. And again, it's homemade lard that I rendered down from some pig fat. And I have an old cloth that I've been using. Again, the lint-free flour sack cloth is really good for this. You want your skillet to dry out a little bit. And I have it heated up enough here to where it just won't burn my hands when I season it. So I'll just turn off the fire and use my rag and wipe a good layer of lard around the inside. I don't worry about the handle too much. It's always covered, and I always wipe the outside, a layer on the outside after I melt the lard down. It's probably time for me to get a new rag. And you want to keep the layer thin, the layer of lard that you put in here to be real thin. And then I just turn on the fire again, and I'll heat it up to where there's a few wisps of smoke coming off of it, signaling that it has baked on yet another layer of seasoning oil. And that's it. It's ready for the next use. But that's how I clean my skillets. And basically, don't ever use soapy water on your skillets, because it will remove the finish. But just some water, a good scrub with a salt and brush if you need it, and there's the wisp of smoke that I was talking about, and the skillet's ready for use again. Thanks for watching.